Ayo, my name is Crisis, everybody, and today I am ecstatic. Okay, so I don't know if like you guys have been living under a rock, but like I've been so excited since I found this out that I can't even contain it anymore, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a video because I'm so fucking excited. So, as you can see on the screen, fucking Cloud's Buster Sword. It is Final Fantasy VII Remake reveal at the E3 convention. So, if you, my friends, like, if you ever ask them or whatever, like, any of them can tell you that I am a diehard Final Fantasy fan. Like, I love Final Fantasy, Square Enix. I will give you my money whenever you want. You can take it. So, I love these games. I've been kind of brought up on them. Seeing my families play them, and I just love them. So, in case some of you live under a rock, or you're maybe not like a PvE kind of person, you don't really care for RPGs, or maybe you do and just haven't heard of Square Enix somehow. I don't know how, but they are phenomenal. I mean, each game that they come out with, it's almost like they're setting a bar each time that they release a game, and it just gets. Yeah, I mean, they've helped pave the way for not only like a whole bunch of game mechanics in themselves, but just how to actually go about making a game, and just they've set so many fucking bars. It's phenomenal. They have so many masterpieces, and they know what they're doing, and they're just amazing. But I mean, I'm sure you can do a whole bunch of research. I'm sure a lot of you already know that as well. So it's like, um, but I'm not gonna make too much of a I'm not gonna like go through this whole 20-minute video as you see and just go ahead and just give you my reaction. I'm just gonna kind of touch on a couple things. If you want to see the video, I can leave a link for it here, maybe here, or maybe down in the comments, like in the description. But yeah, let's just dive right into it because I'm fucking excited. So great. I'm gonna jump around actually though. You can watch more of this yourself if you want. I think this is about good right here.
十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content. The first game in this project expands on the story of Midgar and is such an elaborate retelling that it has become a solid standalone game in its own right.
That is just insane. You guys should be so fucking excited if you are like me, okay? So it's like 2 Blu-ray discs of content. That is so much. That is so much, especially just how much data you can pack into a Blu-ray disc in general. That is remarkable. And the fact that people have had like a lot of worries. Are they going to leave this out? Are they going to rush it? Is it not going to really be up to our standards? Because if you ask anyone that's played the original Final Fantasy VII, including myself, like just to try and just think about this, they're taking a masterpiece game and they're remaking it. Now, Square Enix has had like a lot of kind of in the in the past about kind of expanding on a certain type of game. Sometimes they've done well. Sometimes I feel like they've kind of dropped the ball. But I think it's just kind of due to experimentation. It's either hit or miss. But Seven is just an absolute great game. I don't know if it's my favorite Final Fantasy game, but it is definitely up there. The story's amazing. The characters are so relatable. You're easy to kind of just get involved. It feels like you are there with them. It's great. The Final Fantasy VII universe has probably been a little bit kind of milked, but the fact that they're going to go and remake this game is just a testament to how great the game is in general. They wouldn't do this if it was just kind of like a meh game. It wouldn't make any sense. But the fact that, like, I don't know if you've played the original. I mean, most of you, I guarantee you have if you're on this video and excited as I am. Guaranteed you played it, but Midgar was probably about maybe like a disc or so of content, like in the old version. So I mean, like if they're saying that they're expanding on it so much that this is probably going to be a standalone game in itself, that's huge. And like a lot of people were kind of, I don't know, this is a spoiler if you haven't played the game, but a worry was that they were going to leave out the cross-dressing scene with Cloud. I kind of feel like if they're really expanding on the content in Midgar, that's going to be pretty much left in. I think that's almost guaranteed. I mean, that's just one of the, like comical relief sort of things. I think that they're going to keep that in. I'm actually really excited to see what else they're going to do with it. So I think that, this is good. I think us fans are going to be kind of happy. And to let's just continue it.
これからご紹介する映像およびゲームプレイで、ファンの方の、期待を決して裏切らない皆さんのね、よく知っているFF7 に再会できることとなります。
Through the content we are about to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations.
That's a bold claim, people. That's a bold claim.
Your reunion with the Final Fantasy VII is near.
That is a bold claim. For them to say that we're not going to be disappointed, that's pretty huge. I mean, that's a really huge, that's a huge statement right there. And honestly, I don't think you guys will be either. I mean, if you guys haven't seen this already, like I'm so excited. And it's like, with the combat, I feel like it's going to be so good. Like, here we go. You can just watch this for a little bit.
System that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat. For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword. Cloud attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential. Succeeding on the battlefield requires much more than just hacking and slashing.
Now this was another huge concern. Everyone was like, okay, so we know that they're going to have like real-time fights. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I really like how they do that. But, another worry for it is that, are they going to make it to where it's just like, okay, I'm trying to grind for XP. Am I just going to have to keep pressing square all day? Yeah, it's kind of boring. And honestly, the fights don't really seem like that. As you can play, I mean, they're saying that you're not going to have to just like hack and slash through foes, because it's like one of those principles that a gamer does. To progress through the game, a gamer is pretty much going to take the easiest and most simplest route possible to take care of enemies and reach their objective. Now it's time to watch a little bit more.
Cloud needs to be tactical. He needs ATB.
Yes.
2 ATB bars are
ATB.
displayed in the lower right. These fill up slowly over time, but fill much faster as Cloud lands standard attacks. Once an ATB bar is full, you can enter tactical mode.
Yes,
where time
let's
slows
get
to a
it.
crawl, and you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu. Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just...
So, that was another thing. Everyone likes, like, if you're, like, a real nostalgic person, like, you really appreciated the old active time battle mechanic that was in, classical RPGs, You take turns attacking with the enemy, you choose your moves, and you plan strategically, It's all about, using your cunning, wits to kind of take care of a boss and, not get really, fucked up, as opposed to just like, I'm gonna just keep pressing this button all day long. I'm gonna just keep pressing it because it's pretty tedious shit. Like, it's not even about that at all. Everything looks great. I really like the time stop mechanic, and it's that perfect medium. And it's just, I feel like it's gonna be so fun, and it's gonna be so, kind of rewarding. It's kind of like it's gonna make you want to fight enemies, because it's like, you're finally getting back into the game, and it's just like, it looks so good, and honestly, I kind of think that, I'm really happy 15 happened. Everyone had a lot of, criticism about that game. I thought it was really good, and I think that was a really, that was an amazing step in the right direction for Square Enix when it comes to their combat systems, because, I really appreciate the fact that they tried to, switch it up game after game. They messed it up a couple times. Yes, we know that, but like, they have to experiment. They have to think outside of the box. They have to kind of take those risks in order to get to where they're at now. I think this is what we were trying to get to, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this type of mechanic. Because now they've reached that new standard, and I think that they're just going to keep going up from here on. This is going to be so fun, and just wait till you see a little bit more. I'll show you a little bit more of the footage, but it looks great, and I'm really excited for it.
Just sit here all day long and watch this beautiful slow motion action.
観客の皆さんはね、おそらくね、他の部分ももう少し見たいのではないかと思いますが、皆さんいかがでしょう。
It just
I think
looks
the
so
audience would like
good,
to see
man.
more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Fair enough. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack.
How excited
Using
everyone
an
is,
item in
man!
battle
Like, they're
will
just
complete
like,
an ATB
fuck,
charge,
this is
and if
great.
Cloud has the right materia equipped and
Let's
enough
go.
MP, he can use ATB
Oh,
charges
geez.
to cast spells. Of course, this being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces.
He looks so fucking
To
good.
use his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges similar to Cloud, but his abilities are entirely different. Switching between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Kitase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
It's a good question. That's another thing everyone's hitting on.
Maybe soon.
Okay. But I mean, just it don't look monotonous at all. It looks really engaging, and like you have to kind of stay on your toes because clearly, like in the demo right there, Cloud's taking a lot of damage. It's not going to be something to where you can just keep pressing attack the whole time and just take care of every foe and not have to use the active time battle mechanic. You're going to need to use it if you want to progress in the fight, because I think they've learned their lesson from 15, and a lot of 15 was, I'm going to warp strike, attack, and it pretty much just take cares of those foes or does a considerable amount of damage anyways. And I think they've completely changed that. It made it to where it's way more balanced, and you actually have to exploit a lot of the battle mechanics to really progress further in the game. And I really appreciate this because it doesn't just make the game easy. You actually have to kind of think about this like you did in the old days with the active time battle. It's like you either go through it at the game's pace, or you kind of grind out a little bit to make the bosses easier. I think we're kind of going back to that, but we're modernizing it, and I think that's perfect what they're trying to do. I am very pleased with this, and as you can see, everyone else is too. It ain't like that fucking Diablo, everyone was just quiet. Let me see. I think there's the boss fight a little bit on, but I'll showcase a little bit of it just to kind of give you guys a taste. Honestly, just after you see this, immediately, if you have not, go and watch GameSpots. This is what this is. I'll post links up here, or I'll put it down in the description. So I definitely recommend you to go watch it. It is good, and you're gonna appreciate it more than just watching this. Here's our familiar boss that we all know. It looks so good. It's a lot more interactive. There's way more to the fight now.
Bingo. Focus on that core.
Oh, now he remembers. Don't keep me waiting in suspense.
Just look at that health bar. You're hardly even doing damage to it. Like, I can only imagine how the boss fights, like, Emerald Weapon is gonna look, or Ruby Weapon. Can you just imagine those types of fights? Like, it's so great. And, I'm gonna pause it right there, but there's another thing I didn't touch on. They're bringing back the stagger mechanic now. That was, kind of implemented back, I think around like 13, I believe. And it's quite new, quite different, and it looks like it's a lot harder to build up the stagger gauge. You can kind of watch more of it. I kind of skipped around, but they're bringing back that mechanic too, and I think that's going to make combat a lot more, involved and a lot more complicated, especially because, like, you think about it, you have to kind of be able to dish out enough of an offensive to raise that stagger bar to be able to do damage, as opposed to, trying to sustain that immense onslaught of damage. And I think, you know, just it's going to be so fun to learn the battle system, and it's going to be so fun to revisit this game. And I, for one, am so excited. I cannot wait for it, but I'll let you watch a little bit more, and then I'm going to have to cut because I'm about done with this video. Today, there we go. It just looks so good, man. It looks so good.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon. Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
They fixed that, people. They fixed that. That's a good callback. Everyone knows what I'm talking about if you played this game before.
Take cover behind that debris.
They actually tell you, don't attack. They tell you about the tail this time. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it looks so freaking good. But I'm all out of time for this one. I just kind of wanted to, you know, express my excitement a little bit. I'm super, super pumped for this game, and I think anyone that's a fan of, you know, the Final Fantasy games, I would imagine you're going to be just as excited for it as I am. But, you know, if you have some criticisms, if you have some opinions down, feel free to comment. I would love to read them, and I would love to, you know, talk to you guys, because, I mean, I am super excited. I don't think there was too many people to be disappointed from this reveal, and I think that this is gonna change things. You know, people were really worried about, you know, are they gonna really fuck this game up, or are they gonna make it godlike? And I think it's more so the latter. I think that this is a really good way to remake Final Fantasy VII. Like, I can't wait to be able to play the game in its entirety, because man, it looks so good. Now, towards the end of this video, they Square Enix went ahead and they released a longer version of the trailer that people were shown at the Square Enix reveal. But it looks great. And Tifa, again, I'm not going to show that in this video, though. You can go and check it out yourself. Go check out GameSpot's trailer, the premiere presentation, what I'm watching now. Again, that's either going to be here, up and above the video somewhere at some point, or it's going to be in the description. But I'm all out of time for this one, and just to kind of give you guys a heads up for what's happening, this is going to be the only video that's going to be shown today. I'm going to be out of town for till Monday. I should be back Tuesday, which I'll go back to the regular 2-a-day schedule, which I set myself on before. Kind of a last minute decision. A lot of things kind of happened recently, and kind of messed everything up somewhat. So, but yeah, you're gonna get a bulk of videos tomorrow, and that's gonna kind of cover each date that I'm gone. So that's kind of the best that I can do right now, because like I said, I'm not taking my rig down with me to visit my family. I'm just not gonna do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again here soon. 3, 2, 1, signing off. Check out the presentation. I can't stress that enough. Signing off.